Hey, what advice would you give to someone out there struggling with arm pump?
Struggling with the arm pump?
With arm pump, yeah.
Woo, man.
Tough one.
Sounds like you either need to warm up more.
Warm up more?
Or your bike setting could be off.
Suspension?
Suspension could be off, yep.
Hell yeah. Cool, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, so as you guys just saw, I got a chance to ask Eli Tomac what his tips would be for someone that's struggling with arm pump, and he said warm up and bike setup. So we're gonna put it to the test today. I'm also even gonna give you guys a workout that you can try with arm pump and a bunch of tips, so make sure you stay tuned. But first things first, right now, we're gonna jump on the rowing machine, get a warm up in. I'm gonna go for about 10 minutes, about 120 to 130 heart rate, and then we're heading straight to Fox Raceway for a fun day of riding. Let's get it. All right, so a little bit of a change of plans. The main track at Fox Raceway was closed, so we're here at Elsinore. But we're gonna continue the warm-up process now that we're here. So we're gonna do some dynamic-based stretches, movement-based stretches, leg swings, arm swings, arm circles, stuff like that, jumping jacks. And then on top of that, we're gonna jump on the mountain bike and try to get through all the heart rate zones before we jump on the track. A lot of you guys have probably seen, you see the pros doing jumping jacks and shit on the starting gate right before the race starts. And it's because you got to get the blood flowing, you got to get the heart rate up a little bit before you jump out there and start going balls to the walls. So warm-up routine, super important. We're gonna jump on the mountain bike, really try to spike the heart rate up now before we jump on the bike. This is another really good tool right here, just to loosen up, stretch out, really for all your muscles, but especially for arm pump. If you want one of these, you can check out www.motomassager.com. Get yourself one for pretty cheap, but it's a good tool. Mountain bike's also a clutch one. If you go through the pro pits at Pro Nationals or Supercross, you'll see stationary bikes, you'll see those skier machines, you'll see mountain bikes like this, where they have the little stationary thing that lifts up the rear wheel, so getting some pedaling in, if possible, is good at the track as well. So the reality is, the hardest part about the warm-up routine is actually doing it. We get to the track, we're just stoked to get out there and go ride. And the reality is, we gotta get warmed up, we gotta stretch out to be the safest riders we can be and not get arm pump and shit like that. So the hardest part is just doing it because I'm stoked, I just wanna get on the bike and go ride. That's the biggest thing right there. All right, so we just did a couple of 20-minute motos. I will say I didn't get any arm pump. I would say some of that comes from doing the warm-up routine, stretching out properly. The bike setup's pretty solid, but there's definitely some more variables. Just to give you guys a rundown, like seat time is one of them. So if you're not getting enough seat time, you might get some arm pump. And you got like the warm-up routine, you got fitness, you got nutrition, you got hydration, really important. I've got all those pretty dialed for the most part. You got, what else we got here? Breathing is really important. That's one thing a lot of people screw up on. You just accidentally hold your breath out there. So I was focusing on that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But once you start checking off all those variables, it's a lot easier to kind of pinpoint what could be causing it for you. Like where for me, if I start to feel it kick in, I know that I'm either holding my breath or I'm just gripping too tight. Because I know my fitness is on point, I did my warm-up routine, my nutrition's dialed, my hydration's dialed, so it takes some of the variables out of it. If you need help personally, like checking off some of those variables yourself, hit me on Instagram, shoot me a DM, and I'd be happy to help you out. For the fitness side of things, we're gonna go hit a workout after this, so we'll run you through that too. All right, so here we are at the gym now. This is a HIIT workout, high intensity interval training. And the reason this type of workout helps with arm pump is because what we're doing is we spike the heart rate up, then let it recover and repeat that process. Because what happens to most people when you're out riding or racing dirt bikes, the heart rate spikes. But most people get stuck up there in that super high heart rate zone, which is gonna cause lactic acid buildup and lead to arm pump and all sorts of other issues. So with this workout, we spike the heart rate up, let it recover, repeat the process. But if you want more help with that, you want a set plan specific to you, your situation, your goals, hit me up on Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll get you dialed in.